Hey guys, today I'd like to do, we'll call it part 3 of my fall decoration project. So what I'm going to do is take this piece of wood here. It is 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. And I'm going to make 3 pumpkins out of this using the bandsaw and some other saws, of course. Okay, first thing I'm going to do though is cut these off at 4 1/2 inches, 3 pieces. Okay, now that I got my basic pumpkin height that I want and width, I'm going to cut some off the top. And that will be the top of my jack-o'-lantern. So I think I'm going to cut off about, I'm going to say a 1/2 inch. And we're going to have a 1/2 inch top on this, okay? And I'm going to go back over to the chop saw over there and cut that off. Okay, now if you really want to be particular with this, as I am, I'm going to mark each one, and I'm going to keep the grain the same as it was cut off. I'm going to mark A and A, just like that, okay? And I'm going to mark B and B on this one, and C and C on this one. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I want to drill through. I'm going to take my top off, just like that. And I'm going to want to drill through with my 5/8 drill all the way through this. The reason I'm using a 5/8 drill is my bandsaw blade is a 1/2 inch right here, okay? So if I use a 5/8 drill in 2 corners, then I can turn this and just take the other side like that, because I'll have the holes. Now I'm only going to put 2 holes, kitty corner from each other. So let's get ready to do that. Okay, I know that my travel with this blade is not going to be enough to go all the way through. So I'm going to start these holes. I'm going to go down as deep as I can. I have a stop here to help hold it, and I'm going to lock that on with a clamp. Turn it around, do the other hole just like that. Then I'm going to have to turn it over and use a small drill to so I can guide this drill through with a small drill hole. And that way I'll be able to drill all the way through. Okay, as you can see, it did not go all the way through. So that's what I mean. Now I'm going to have to turn this over after I drill all my holes so far. Turn it over, and then I'm going to drill through with a small hole. That way I know I can get through all the way with this. If that makes any sense. Okay, so I've changed my mind on how I'm going to do this. I'm going to use this 3/16 drill. I'm going to drill right through the center of this hole here. And there'll be a little pickup point right where that point is. See that point there? That'll be your pickup point to run this drill through. Now I'm going to take this over to my workbench and drill through with my hand drill. Okay, I got it clamped down for support. I have this hole hanging over so I don't drill in my bench top. Right down the center. You'll feel that little point where the spade drill was. There we go. Now when I turn it over, my hole is marked right there, and I can run the spade drill through this side, and it'll line up perfect with this side. Just like that. The hole's all the way through. See? Oh, wait. Yeah, it's all the way through. That's just a little hole. That's the little skin that's left in there. But it's all the way through. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the other ones too. Okay, with that being done, I'm going to take my square and I'm going to line it up with the edge of this hole right here. Okay? And I'm going to run a line all the way across. Same this. I'm going to turn it again. And I'm going to use the edge of this hole right here. Run your line all the way across. Same here, until you get all 4 sides. Now this is pallet wood, so it's not completely square, as you will see with my lines. See here, it's thinner. Over here it's thicker. But this is pallet wood. It's the main runners that the pallets went on. So I'm not too worried about that because it's just going to be a pumpkin. But now what I'm going to do is take my bandsaw and I'm going to come through only on one side, the short side. The short side here, I'm going to come through. I'm going to run my blade all the way up to this hole. Then I'm going to turn it, go all the way here. Then I'm going to come back down here. And this piece should fall right out. Okay, let's see how that goes. Okay, I'm going to start cutting here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to come through here. I'm going to cut this right through here, okay, straight through. Then I'm going to back up a little bit and I'm going to cut this little triangle out. And that will leave me room to swing my blade around, come down here. And this little triangle piece is going to fall in there. Sometimes it'll jam in your blade and you're going to have to stop, get some needle nose and pull it out. Okay, you don't have to actually remove this. Just shut the blade off, get your needle nose and pull that little wedge out. It'll look something like this. I already did it to one, and there it is. Okay, so I hope you're patient and you watch me cut all this. We'll see what happens. Okay, I'm going to turn here and put this way, okay? I'm sorry. Little confusion there. But you got to turn it where the hole is. Alright, let's start this up, see what we can do. Alright, now there you go. I'm going to turn it around. There you go. Now I'm going to end up gluing that together. And that's what you call a bandsaw box, okay? You didn't got no seams here. Alright? Okay, I will admit that part of the thing looked a little confusing, but actually if you have a bandsaw, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about and how to do that. Now what I'm going to do is that little edge there, I'm going to put some glue on it, and I'm going to clamp it up. And I'm going to do that to all 3 of them, and then I'm going to head on in, because it's 7:15 at night. I got to get up at 4 o'clock to get in the machine shop, but this is how we do it, just a little bit. Push it together. Just put that clamp on there. Just like that. I'm going to take a little towel and I'm going to wipe that glue off of there. Now I'm going to do that to the other 2. And then I'll see you in the morning, guys. No, I'll see you in the evening. Thanks. Alright, good evening, folks. I'm back out in the shop again. Here's what we got so far. I cut these 2 out. Put my candles in there. Looks pretty cool, huh? Imagine them painted orange and all that. Well, we'll get to that. Right now what I'm going to do is show you how I drilled my little holes in here and cut everything out with a saber saw. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so what you draw on here is totally up to you. I'm going to stick with the simple pumpkin face because I'm really not an artist. So I'm going to go draw it out. I'll show you what I drew out, then we'll start drilling our holes. Okay, go ahead and laugh if you want, but that's what we got. All right, I'm going to show you how I drill my holes now. Okay, we got a 5/16 bit in here. That's what we're going to use. We're going to put a couple holes in all of these. And this is the blade I'm using on my saber saw. As you can see, it's very narrow, and it's good for doing tight angles and everything. Works pretty good for something like this. All right, so I'm going to drill one hole in here, and that's all you have to watch. But just be careful. You don't want to push too hard on these boxes because you don't want to crack it in the middle. Okay, just like that. Now I'm going to do one in here, and maybe a couple in here. Okay, with the holes being drilled, I'm now going to cut it out with my saber saw. Now you can watch me start cutting on this, but I'm not going to have you watch the whole thing, okay? Okay, just like that. And we're going to sand that down, of course, and trim up them corners a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest out, and I'll show you what we got. Okay, now we got it cut out. Next thing I'm going to do, take my sander. I got 80 grit paper on here. That's all you need. And I'm going to go ahead and hit all this down. Okay, we got the top sanded down, and we have this sanded down. If you remember, I said mark your sides B and B. There we go, we got them on there. It looks good, just like that. Now what I think I'm going to do is maybe see if I find a 1/4 inch luan, and I'm going to put it on the inside so it fits tight in there. Not real tight, but tight enough to guide it on. And I'm also going to put a piece in the bottom here, okay? Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to lay my 1/4 inch luan down on the bench. Then I'm going to push my piece, my pumpkin right down on there, and I'm going to trace it out with my pencil. Okay? Okay, with that being done, you can see what I got here. I'm going to take it over on the bandsaw, and I'm going to cut that out, and then I'm just going to glue it into the bottom. No nails or nothing, just glue. Okay, I'm going to put some glue around the inside edge. I'm going to be a little heavy with it, not going to lie to you, because it's not so tight, but you can see how I'm doing that. Just lay a bead all the way around. Hope I'm getting this on the camera. Just like that. Then just slide it right over. Of course, I have a piece of plastic down, just like that. And I'll let that set up for a little while, and you'll be good to go. Make sure you put some plastic down on your bench, though. I just used saran wrap. Okay, for the tops, guys, all I did is I took a piece of luan and cut it down pretty small compared to the top. But I'm just going to glue it on just like that, just to keep the top from sliding off. Now, when you do that, make sure you put it on the right way if you want to keep your grain all lining up like I do. I like the grain lining up. So make sure you don't put it on the top. Make sure you put it on the bottom of the top. So all I'm going to do, take a little dab of glue. Just like that. Got to open that thing up. Just like that, okay? I'm going to take my piece of 1/4 inch luan. Let it right dead center in the middle. By eye, okay? Nothing too fussy. Take your spring clamp or whatever clamp you got, just hold it down there. And that's going to sit right in position, and you're going to be all set. All right, I'm going to go do the other ones, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so keeping these simple, I went out in the field next door to the house, got me a stick, okay, took it over to bandsaw, and I cut my stalks. Now I'm going to glue those on there, but before I do that, I'm going to put a burn on all of these, and then I'm going to stain them the orange. I'm going to use this Benzomatic right here. You can get them at Lowe's or anywhere, but just don't burn your garage down, folks, okay? Alright, here we go. Now when you burn, the closer you get to it, the darker you're going to get. I like to keep my burn pretty dark like that. You can see how it's doing it. See how it's darkening up? Well, that'll look good when I put the stain on there. Turn it sideways. Just like that. Don't that look cool? Okay. You can make it as dark as you want or as light as you want. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of them up, and then we'll get on to our staining. Alright. Alright, I went outside, got myself a little stick. You can see I cut off little pieces and just burned the top of it. And that's going to be the stem for my pumpkin. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trace around the top. Just a little bit there. And I'm going to put a piece of blue painter's tape on it. Because when I stain, I don't want no stain where I'm going to glue my stem onto. Okay, now I'm going to start staining in a minute. Alright, I got my acrylic paint squeezed out on a board. This is what I'm using. You can get this from Michael's. It's acrylic. It's real thick. I've heard of people mixing this with water, like 50-50. I haven't done that yet. I haven't tried it, but I just dip it on my brush a little bit. Put it on there. And then I wipe it off with the rag. So I'm going to finish doing this top and show you what we got. Okay, this goes on real thick. So once you get it on there, take your rag and just brush it off. Get all them heavy marks off, because like I said, it's real thick. So that's about what you're going to want. Go ahead and wipe your edges down. Just like that. Now I'm going to go on to the body here. And what I get, oh boy, I got to get the Q-tips out of my pocket. I got to take my glove off. Okay, I steal these Q-tips from my wife. And you're going to use that to do the inside of the eyes, because it's hard to get your brush in there. Just like that, okay? See that? You can see how the Q-tip works to get in there, because you're not going to get in there with a 2-inch brush. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. I'm going to stain this, and I'll show you how that goes. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of them. I'm going to let them sit up and dry for about an hour, and then I'm going to glue them stems on there. Alright, see you in about an hour. Okay, I got everything stained. It dried up pretty good. What I'm going to do now is put a little bit of glue. I want to say a dab of glue, but there's another guy out there who's got a tune about gluing on YouTube. I think that guy's cool, but I'm not going to steal his Add a Dab of Glue. The Bearded Viking. He's a good guy. You guys should watch him. Okay. I'll just clamp it down. Just like that. Now I'm going to leave that sit for about an hour. And then maybe we'll put a few what I call garnishings on this, and it will be done. Okay, there's some of my garnishings. Okay, that's what I call garnishings, okay? I just got this from Michael's also. I wrap it around the stem, use a hot glue gun, and trim them off around the edges like that. That's all there is to it. And there's the hot glue gun. If you want to watch me, all right, I'll show you one. Okay, I just pull out a length. You can see how long they are, okay? Take your scissors. Cut 3 pieces, all about the same length. Just like that. I take it, wrap it around. Just like that. Then I take my hot glue gun. Just put a little dab of glue. Just a little dab will do ya. One piece at a time. Bring it around. Hold it tight on that glue. Hold it for about 5 seconds. Let that glue set up a bit. Just like that. I'm going to do it again. Only in a different direction. And you can do this any way you want. I'm just showing you how I do it. You can use any kind of material you want. It's up to you. Hold it tight. Okay. Okay, one more. Let's see which direction I want it to go in. Little dab. Just like that. And I hope you guys liked watching this. I hope you subscribe. Hit the like button. Helps me out a lot. And trim them off right around the edge of the tops. And that's just how I do it. And you can mess them up any way you want. Okay, I'm going to put the tea light in here, show you what they look like when they're done, and this video will be over with. So here's our finished product. These 3 fellas right here. That looks pretty cool, don't it? Now anything you see on this table, if you look up my videos and subscribe, you'll find out how to make them all. So subscribe to my channel, please, okay? That is so cool. I love building stuff, and I love showing you guys how to do it. All right. You guys have a great day.